Wait, that's not how that's supposed to go. Hold on, let's fix that there. Hello everybody, Tony here, and welcome back to another video. This is my first video of the year 2021. I hope you all had a happy New Year's, and I hope you all are doing well as you're now in the year 2021. And those of you who saw my last video on the updates for the channel year 2021 know that I mentioned I was going to be redoing a lot of my older videos and making them in the style they are now, called TTBurger Remastered Game Reviews. And today is that day as I welcome you all to the very first episode of TTBurger Remastered Game Reviews, episode 1 of the Remastered series, part 1 of 6. And I know, like, you're thinking, wait, this is a whole new series here? I thought you were going to continue up there. Yes, this is a new series here because the Remastered reviews are going to be their own series here, because I figure it's only fair, because, like, it wouldn't make sense to keep like adding another part of the original series. I do TTBurger Game Reviews just there because it just wouldn't be a good idea. So this is a remastered game review, episode 1, part 1 of 6. And like I mentioned, it was a game franchise made by Namco. And those of you who guessed this series, well, you are correct. And today, since I've been in this combat flight genre and stuff like that, like I was with my last video on the Top Gun games, we're going to continue to do that here as we talk about the series known as Ace Combat or Air Combat. Now, I'm sure those of you who play these days are familiar with the Ace Combat franchise, the arcade style flight combat game where you shoot the enemies and more and defend your allies, stuff like that and more. But you're probably wondering where all this all started from. Well, let's go back to the year 1993, as there was a game released on the arcade called Air Combat, where the game was made with 3D polygons, but the goal was simple: destroy all the targets and do it again and again to get the high score. It was a simple concept, but it worked. You had one aircraft that you piloted called the F-16 Fighting Falcon, and it was basically just simple arcade fun that got the job done. And then in 1995, there was a sequel for the arcade game released under the name Air Combat 22, which had improved graphics and the enemies appeared at the same time, so you must shoot them all down in the time limit before the time runs out. And for this game, you had 3 aircrafts: the F-14A Tomcat, the YF-22 Lightning II, and the Su-35 Super Flanker. Today, though, we're not going to be talking about the arcade games. I know they started the franchise, but we're gonna talk about the series that started off on the PlayStation, known as the series of Ace Combat. This will be in 6 parts, like I said. Part 1 we're going to cover Air Combat, or Ace Combat. Part 2, Ace Combat 2. Part 3, Ace Combat the Electrosphere. Part 4, Ace Combat 4 Shattered Skies. Part 5, Ace Combat 5 The Unsung War. And then Part 6, Ace Combat 0 The Belkin War. Now, I know there are Ace Combat games like Ace Combat X, Skies of Deception, and Ace Combat 6 Fires of Liberation on the Xbox 360, and Ace Combat Assault Horizon, and Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown and stuff. Now, I have played Ace Combat X and Ace Combat 6 and Ace Combat Assault Horizon, and to be honest with you, Ace Combat X was alright, but I don't own a PSP, so I can't play it. But Ace Combat 6 and Assault Horizon were terrible games, and I don't even recommend playing them and stuff, because you'll find out in the last part why I'm not playing with them and stuff, so I don't want to waste a lot of time here. But, like, we got a lot to talk about here. Let's get started with the review of Air Combat, also known as Ace Combat in Japan, which was released as a launch title in North America for the PlayStation, released on September 9th, 1995. And since this is a remastered review of an old review I'm doing, let's put those little watermarks down that I had in the older reviews. Nah, just kidding. Nah, just kidding. We're not gonna do that, because those watermarks have gone away since then. There's no need to bring them back. So shoot, get out of here. I don't need you. Go. Okay, let's get started. Now, Air Combat, or also known as Ace Combat in Japan, is what introduced me to flying games and flight combat games. Sure, we had games like Microsoft Flight Simulator at the time and stuff like that, but I'm talking about console-wise. For the first game in the series, Air Combat is a decent game for its time. However, compared to the sequels, it has not aged all that well. I mean, it's understandable because it is the first game, but when you play today, the game's problems really stand out, like a rotten cheeseburger left in the refrigerator for a long time, and that's how much it stands out and stuff, and the problems do. We will talk more about that later. The story of Air Combat takes place in the fictional world of Strangeville, where a well-armed terrorist force carried out a coup d'etat and attempts to stop the coup have failed due to surprise attacks. The government does not give up, as they hire a band of mercenaries to defeat the enemy, and they choose you as their leader. The story is mostly told through briefing scenes with your boss telling you what to do for each mission. There's not much story there beyond this, but this was a thing for its time. The story works well in its favor. For the game's graphics, you have decent graphics, but they have not aged all that well. The aircraft models look good, although they can look a little blocky at times. The color designs for each aircraft look very detailed, and I like the colors they use, like the white and the blue and the reds and the purple and the red and stuff like that. And the backgrounds look okay, but the colors are not the greatest, and they come off as blocky, and also the draw distance doesn't go very far and just pops up at like random. The opening cutscene looks detailed for 1995 and stuff, which does look good, and the frame rate is decent. I did not notice any slowdown at all, so if people did, I did not notice any. For sound, I gotta say the sound is awesome. Kick-ass music, guitar riff, rocking tunes, it's the best part of the sound. You can even listen to the music in a CD player. But the blah voice acting, only 3 voice actors, and the best voice actor is your boss, but the other 2 voices are forgettable because it's like a computer voice saying, "Caution, low altitude, warning, warning, upper body damage," and then they got this guy who goes, "Altitude too low, fly, ready, fire, bingo, yahoo! Blow him away!" and start. That's basically just it for the sound there. But now the gameplay is good for its time, but not without its flaws. The concept is simple. You pick an aircraft, you do the mission objectives required. The mission's mainly consists of you destroying enemy aircrafts to finish each mission, and that's basically what it is. Some have you trying to escape a narrow ravine, destroy an enemy radar, and more. There is not much variety in the missions, but for its time they are enjoyable and challenging, definitely. You also have a variety of aircraft to choose from, ranging from the F4, the F-14, the TND-F2, the MiG-31, the A-10, and more. There are a total of 16 aircraft in this game, and they're fun overall. But now, we gotta get to the bads I'm talking about. First off, there's 17 missions in Air Combat. That may seem like a lot, but most of them are very short, and you can pretty much beat the game in like 3 or 4 hours. The controls, while good and easy to play, they can be stiff at times, especially when turning. The aircraft handles like a frozen refrigeration truck, and it just turns so stiffly and stuff, and there's like a 1 second delay in like the turning when you maneuver your aircraft and stuff. And there's all certain missions where you have a wingman assigned to help you, which sounds great, but the wingman does nothing to help you at all. He just flies around in circles and everything, and just that. And there's a multiplayer mode too, but it's not very good. It's just you and another player dogfight one-on-one. That's basically it, and it's in a first-person view the whole time, so you can't really put in third person. It's kind of like playing these aircraft games in third person, so I can see the plane and stuff, and just it could have been improved because like the match can just like end in like seconds and stuff. And when you play a new game, you can only hold up to 8 aircrafts in your hangar. When you die, you lose the aircraft for the rest of the game, unless you save your game and then load. Thankfully though, when you beat the game, all the aircraft are available for the second playthrough, and you don't lose the aircraft after dying and stuff, so that's good there. So I can forgive them for this problem and stuff, and like, I can understand it because like it was the first in the series and it was a launch title, but you know that it could have been polished more and improvements would have been made definitely. So final thoughts here are, if you want a launch title flight combat game on the PlayStation, this is the way to go, especially if you find it in the long box, definitely. And this was definitely, should mention, this was one of the first PlayStation games I ever got and stuff, and that's how it introduced me to flight combat, definitely. So final thoughts here are, I say if you still want to see how Ace Combat began, pick up Air Combat because it's worth owning for sure. Due to the complaints I have with Air Combat, the rating I'll be giving it is a 7.5 out of 10 because of the problems I have with it. But still, it's still a good game worth owning in your collection for sure. And that's it for episode 1 of my Remastered Game Reviews, part 1 of 6. Stay tuned for part 2. We're going to look at Ace Combat 2. It's when they changed the title to just Ace Combat because Final Players known as Aces, so they just stuck with it being called Ace Combat. And that's what they did there. That's pretty much all I gotta say. You know what to do. Subscribe, like the video, comment down below, and join my Discord group, TTBurger Games 90, because we're always looking for more people to join. And just click on the link below. It's a permanent link that will not go away for 24 hours. Which all I gotta say, this is Tony. Peace and out. Have a great day and see you all in part 2.